Camps are the rage these days for parents to send their kids during school breaks. It's a platform for children to build character and unleash their potential. We get a lowdown from our guests after this break.
Very exciting times, I must say it, but we have to see it come to a realization.
Which will happen. Well, also now, in the house this afternoon, we have guests here to talk about camps, summer camps. Have you actually attended one before?
I can't say I have, but is it too late for me?
Maybe they have.
Hey, we never stop learning about stuff, okay?
No.
Anyway, before we bring on our guests, let's take a look at this VT.
It's very subjective because for certain kids, it doesn't work for them because even though they go there for a few years, the camp and stuff, it doesn't really work for them. I think it comes from the parents. The parenting is very important. It always starts from the family itself.
It's a very good program because currently children and students, they are more listen to third party, and then so that's why that we have to keep this kind of program.
I think it's good because parents can do so much as well, but it all starts from home. Parents got to tell them what is happening first, then they have a mind of what to expect, and they don't go in there to say, hey, how come you sent me to this camp, I don't know about it. I think it's good for the future.
It depends on the age of the children and everything else. I mean, individual camps has got individual objectives in terms of what they want to achieve. But if you're saying to become the future of the leader, it's not just one camp or two camp. It comes from various kind of education, parents, how they want to educate their children. So it's not just one or two series of camp. It's more than that.
So yeah, camps are great. I think I wish that I had more opportunities to actually go for camps when I was younger, because I think it actually has the potential to shape your personalities, to build your character.
Agree.
Well, in the studio with us this afternoon, we have Ho Kai Hearn, the Executive Committee for Events of Malaysian American Alumni Partnership, MAAP, as well as a third-year student of biotechnology and project leader of Click 2.0 Camp, which is a camp to cultivate social entrepreneurial skills in youth. Joining him, Anita Gilyal, Cultural Affairs Officer of the U.S. Embassy in KL, as well as Vani Darshanamurthy Mahadevan from Warisan Global.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wow, very long intro for them.
Very long.
I feel very
decorated.
Super important people in the studio today. But it's true, it's very important. I mean, you guys are dealing with kids, this is all about camp. Maybe you can give us a little brief scenario or brief synopsis about what this Click Camp's all about.
Sure. This is our second year of having this camp, and it's actually a leadership camp.
Okay.
And it's interesting, when I saw the little interview vignettes before, the third person actually hit it right on the head with when we were envisioning the camp for this year, which is, children go away and they have an interesting camp, and it was 3 days 3 days, correct, Vani?
Yeah, it was 3 nights.
3 nights, and they come back, and then what happens? So this year we wanted to create something where the camp continues.
Okay.
It's just not 3 nights. So social entrepreneurship and leadership are the topics of our camp, where we will develop those concepts into actually a competition. And they will go back to their communities and develop a community project.
Wow.
And they'll be judged on it. And the group that has the best project that they implemented
So
will be winners.
How long will this camp last?
3 nights, right?
3 nights and beyond.
It's a 3-night, but then when they go back to their respected cities, then they will develop a community development project.
So how long would that project, do you judge on that project?
We will. End of January is when the project will conclude, and then we will make our decisions on which team did the best.
Oh, wow. It's interesting. With camps, kids sometimes say, it's, it's your way, Mom, to get me away from the house during breaks. And some kids love it because it's a time to be with the other children, to do things productively. So do kids, this is your second season, right, or second edition. So
that's right.
Did kids clamor to get into this camp?
Yes.
Their friends talk about it. So you got to come to the camp next time.
They got to come, and and we even had, I think last year during registration, we even had one of the participants from Selangor had told her friends in Kuantan that this camp was going on, and she dragged her father and said, turned up at the registration and said, I want to get in. We said, sorry, we can't, because it's already full, and it's like it's quite a select targeted kind of group that we take in.
Sure.
Right.
What is the selected targeted group?
Do you want to talk about
the age group? Are we still eligible?
Well, it's interesting because
youth.
It's interesting because the program is geared towards today's leaders who are through our Malaysian American Alumni Partnership, and those are people that have already gone to the United States on U.S. government programs, and when they return to Malaysia, they become alumni of Malaysian American Alumni Partnership, and so they've been selected to be mentors of the youth, the future leaders of tomorrow, and those children come from an Access Micro Scholarship program, which is an after-school English language program that teaches them foundation skills for English language, but also gives them life lesson tools such as leadership development, and that's what CLICK is. So there are currently 190 students that are participating in this program here in the Klang Valley, in Johor, and in Penang.
What age group is this?
14 to 18.
14 to 18, okay. All right. So with social entrepreneurship, that is a big word. And, for kids in that age group, how do you cultivate something like that in them?
Well, hopefully at this camp.
Maybe how can share with us. You're your project leader.
Okay, so we will have camps, well, we will encourage them. We will have the mentors giving them guidance and supports and ideas, and then they'll have to brainstorm it and then think about some ideas, some new ideas, great ideas, and then I will let them shine, let them work it, make it work.
And I also, just to add to what Ken said, I think it's also about empowering the youth and getting them to think beyond themselves, that it's not just about themselves. So even before they actually come to the camp, they actually have to already think about a project or an idea that they could actually, think about that would impact the community. And we've actually advised them that there are three categories. They either think about something related to entrepreneurship, something related to literacy, or something related to the environment. So that they have the idea, and it's a very simple idea that they just put together, work with a group of friends, and then they come to the camp, and there they get skills, and they actually work on their idea and refine it further. And to give them a practice on how they actually can go and implement the project, we actually, on the last day of the camp, we actually get them out to do community outreach programs in various communities, and they could be working with students, it could be working with indigenous people, it could be working with single mothers, and in having a sort of a test idea, and then they implement that, and then they see, okay, where did we not go right, and where do we need to work further, and then they go back, and then they start working with the mentors from the MAAP for about 6 to 8 weeks to actually implement that and go back to the original idea and see how they can implement that in real life.
That's really exciting. With the second season now, the first season, what were the major projects that were carried out that you saw, wow, this is cool, because they're making a difference to the community?
Well, the second camp, we call it CLICK 2.0.
In the first camp?
The first camp, actually, there were varieties of different groups. We had the leaders of today that were already there with MAP, and then we had our students, but they each had their own schedule. And Bonnie and I sat down just recently, and we thought, what's the way where we can bring all these groups together and have them working together in a project? And this was the genesis of why we created the camp to be this way this year.
And it has a bit of pre and post. And to add to that, I mean, going back to your original question, like what did we have last year? We actually had, one clear-cut case. We had one student who went back, who was so empowered by the camp, who wanted to go back and do something for other underprivileged children. And he actually started designing Christmas cards and New Year cards and calendars, for the New Year. And the ambassador was so impressed with it, and he actually you know, we all got together and helped this guy raise funds. And I think within 3 months, he had actually raised about 1,000 ringgit from the sale of his products. And he actually had a ceremony at one of the orphanages, and he actually gave it back. I mean, here you have a 15-year-old kid, instead of thinking of the latest new smartphone to buy, he's actually looking at how he can give back. And those are the kind of empowerment that we want to encourage in the youth. So that's why this year, you know, when we worked with Anitha again, we said, let's see how we can have it as a more continuous impact to the community, that it connects everybody. It connects the MAAP, it connects the mentors, it connects the youth, the leaders of tomorrow, and it benefits the immediate community that these children are part of, or youth are part of. They don't like to be called.
Now, Kai-hen, you know, you being a facilitator, a mentor at this particular camp, you know, what is your feedback, you know, in terms of families, you know, what they have to say about their kids being there?
Well, a lot of them, they're actually they're worried that the kids might be bored or they don't like the camps and stuff, but the feedbacks that we get, they're really challenging, they're really interesting, and the kids love it.
Yeah?
Yes, and a lot of them, they really wanted to come back.
So it's only once a year?
It's only once a year, and normally the kids are in absolute tears. They don't want to go home at the end of the camp.
So there's no separation anxiety.
There's no separation anxiety.
You don't have to drag them away from their parents.
No, not at all.
Okay, they willingly come. Now, I'm talking about entrepreneurship. You know, it's important for kids to have that mentality to start saving or to know the value of money. And, you know, if we have to relate back to the budget, you know, I think with children coming out, they're probably thinking of their first job, their first car, their first home. So with the budget, you know, increasing the property limit for house prices for the low-income group from 220,000 to 400,000, this sort of makes people understand, you know, with the value of properties increasing in Klang Valley, how important it is to plan for your future. So with this, how do you think that kids coming out from the camp would set an everlasting value, you know, with what they have learned?
Slowly
to gain,
but surely.
Yeah, I think throughout life.
Okay, if I may answer that. I think what we encourage children, youth to do in these camps is to try and do more with less. So what we encourage them to do is that, I mean, a lot of times youth these days, I think they tend not to be proactive. Yeah. And I think if you want to make a better future for yourself, we have to encourage and empower youth. Not only encourage them, we have to empower them to be proactive. And I think this camp is a great way to actually get that mindset change in them, that if you want to change something in your community, or if you want change to even happen, make a difference to even to yourself, you have to start with yourself. And that is what we tend to encourage them. And we actually encourage them to work in a group, not as solos. And
so they know teamwork.
They know teamwork, and they know how, you know, their action or their reaction is related, and how there is a ripple effect to everything that you do. So
regardless of whichever budget we're trying to...
Yes, it's you know, it goes beyond that. It is actually, it comes back to that, and we want to inculcate that in them, that you don't have to wait for a 10,000 ringgit grant to be able to do something. You could do a lot, even with 100 ringgit in your pocket.
Of course.
There is a lot that you could do, and we do have tangible examples of people who have done, youth who have done that.
So you trigger that mindset.
We want to trigger that mindset. That's right.
That, you know, that if you want something in life, you have to go for it.
Absolutely.
So regardless from a social entrepreneurial limit to even your own personal entrepreneurial skills.
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, the only way you're going to get back is by giving back.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, finally, just some final words from each of you. How about the camp?
Well, for the parents, well, just let your children go for it. Believe in your children And
Do the parents call you all the time and say, are they doing okay? Are they doing okay?
Are they getting insect bites, injuries?
Not really, not really. So no worries for the parents. And then for the children, come and play. Come and enjoy.
Right. How much do you have to pay for the camp? And
it's completely free for them.
It's free
for them.
And registration can be done through.
They have to be part of the Access program,
right. Okay.
And the registration is done through that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And the Access program is a State Department initiative through the U.S. Embassy here.
Okay. And Wani, just some final words.
I think this program is a great convergence between and it's a culmination of the great outreach programs that the U.S. Embassy does and Warisa Global. We are quite we are the country host for the Global Entrepreneurship Week, so we bring a lot of entrepreneurship development.
You've got the Silicon
Valley comes to Malaysia, yes, and then we have MAAP, who's fantastic group of people who've actually had that experience, and they come from diverse backgrounds and diverse professions. So it's a fantastic convergence, and we're all coming together to make this happen for approximately 220 youth, really lucky youth, to be able to come here and to be able to have this opportunity to make a change, to make a difference in the communities that they go back to. And I think they should be jumping on board and saying, I want to first on the bus. And last off it.
Well said, well said.
Anita?
Well, I think they've both said it wonderfully, which is this continuation of this people-to-people connection. We've started with MAP with taking people to the United States on U.S. government programs, working with children that are here on this Access program, bringing them all together, collaborating with the leaders of today and promoting the future leaders of tomorrow. So, and I welcome you two to come to the camp. You haven't been to a camp before, so maybe you can...
Absolutely.
I'll be a very big kid at the camp.
The mentor.
But thank you so much for coming here. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, but yes, please send us details. Me and Lisa might just bring our backpacks and come along as well.
And it's happening in Janda Baik this year.
That's right.
It's not too far away.
And it's very green, very fresh.
Yeah, it's very green, very fresh. So lots of ideas for environment. So if you want to just come for a day, that's brilliant.
And follow us on Facebook. We'll have a Facebook site also.
Oh, great. What's it called on Facebook?
It's the Click
Camp?
Yeah.
Click Camp.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
thank you so much. Have a great Sunday ahead. Okay, we are going to go for a very short break, but when we do come back, we've got another guest on the show. This is what we've got for you.